it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm up today with another video for Mixed Media Frenzy. So we are using this awesome layout in the top left by Missy Widden. So you can imagine Missy Widden, lots of texture and mixed media and awesomeness going on. So I was super excited to scrap lift this one. Missy's original video will be linked down below. It's an older one. I think she made this in 2016 for... She was guest designer at Spiegel Mum Scrap, so there's lots of sequins and goodies and bits and pieces like that in the layout as well. Now, I've sped this up quite fast because it was quite a long video, so sorry that it is going so fast. But I'm doing my stock standard packaging technique. I used a distress ink first. I think it was called Antique Linen. And then I came in with two distress oxides. One was Tattered Rose and the other was Faded Jeans. And now I'm coming in with just some splatters of, I think it's called Blush in Heidi Swap Colour Shine. It's very subtle, very, as the name suggests, blush, very light. Yeah, so I really like that. And then I think I also used a coral colour as well. So I've done my mixed media, basically. Technically, I suppose it's two types of mixed media because I use distress oxides and mists. We're going to allow it, right? You know me, guys. I do enjoy mixed media, but I definitely enjoy my, I guess, my comfort zone when it comes to mixed media, and I like using distress oxides, I like using mists, and I like the effect that they give, so I'm happy with that. And I don't actually have a hell of a lot of other mixed media products. I do have texture paste and things like that. I don't have a lot of stamps in terms of background stamps. I do card making, so I have a lot of card making stamps, but I don't have a lot of background stamps and things like that. So I feel for mixed media, definitely push yourself to try new things, but also once you've found your style, don't be afraid to stick with it. So I know my style in terms of mixed media, and while I will push the boundaries and challenge myself to try new things, I also regularly fall back to what I know and what I like, and I think that's okay. Now, I know Missy in her original video, she used washi tape to create her kind of layers underneath her photo. I am using pattern paper scraps. This is Cocoa Vanilla Studio Midnight Collection, which I really like, and I am trying to use it up. I think you hear me say that in each one of my videos. I'm trying to use this collection up, but it is a goal of mine for 2020 to use up my products that I own because I have a lot. I'm trying not to buy too much this year. I'm certainly not on a no buy by any stretch, but I am definitely trying to be a bit more considered in my purchases. Now, I don't know in the original layout if Missy uses thread. She often does, but I couldn't tell in the picture, and I didn't watch the whole video all the way through because I just wanted to use inspiration from Missy. I didn't want to kind of, I guess, copy everything about her layout, but I did bring a doily in like she did, and I have got little tiny photos to use in sort of a film strip-esque feel. They're not in a film strip, they were all printed individually, but they are photos just of flowers that I saw on a walk recently. It is spring in Australia, not autumn like it is on the other side of the world. So we are coming into spring, the weather is warming up, it's getting beautiful and lovely, florals everywhere. It's really lovely, and so I took some photos of some fun flowers that I saw. Excuse my dog's barking, apologies for that. So I am layering up some papers under these photos and tearing the edges just to make them look a little bit messier, and then I've left that one photo of myself with my mask on separate, and that I'm kind of going to pop that up on the layout a bit separately, and so that photo is a little bit more of the focus, if that makes sense. So it's just a selfie of me walking with my headphones in while I was on the same walk that I took the photo of all of the florals, and I just thought I wanted to keep them together, but I wanted all of my photos on the layout, and there's a lot of them, and so yeah, I thought small photos was the way to go. So I backed that photo in a couple of layers of pattern paper. Again, I tore the edges, or one of the edges, and then I've popped that up on some foam. And I was looking through the titles that come in the Midnight Collection to see if I could use anything, but I decided no, I didn't like any of the titles to go with this particular layout. Then I also decided that I wanted to rip my paper. So I went back and I ripped the edges of all of those papers that I layered. Again, I thought that messy kind of ripped feel kind of suited the tone of the layout a little bit more. So I went and did that. And I'm looking through the embellishments. I really wanted to use that round piece that says bloom and grow because, I mean, for obvious reasons. So I'm just going through and seeing what other ephemera I could put onto the layout. I've pulled out a few things, as you can see, but I end up fiddling around for a little bit about what I could include. Missy has included a couple of flare on her page and mostly then just sequins. So I didn't want to over embellish, but I wanted to include a few things. So I'd had a lot of trouble using this particular chipboard piece that was like the mason jar with the florals on other layouts. And I thought it worked with this one because, again, florals, flowers. Yeah, so I've stuck that down. I've tucked in a little tag that said best ever, and then I have used that bloom and grow round piece on a bit of foam and popped that there as well. And then off the flare set that come with this collection, I just pulled out Shine Bright and I've stuck that on too. I'm pretty sure there was another one that said bloom and grow, which would have been a better match, but I didn't want two bloom and grow sentiments on the layout. So now I'm just going with my title, and I've pulled out these rose gold thickers. I can't remember what they're called, sorry about that, but they're the ones that are like half of them are rose gold and then half the pack are a glitter, a rose gold still, but glitter. And they're really lovely thickers actually. You can see I've got 2 packs. And so I'm going with the title Spring Has Sprung. I was going to go, what was I going? I was going to do, I can't remember what, I was going to do a different sort of pun on my title, but I decided to just stick with Spring Has Arrived. Yeah, so that's it. That's my title. And now I do come in with some sequins and some Nouveau drops. Now I've been really loving this new Nouveau drops colour that I have. And so I can't remember what it's called. Antique Rose maybe? I'll try and remember to write it down in the description box down below. Now I did have some Spiegel Mum scraps that I thought could be fitting to use, but the colours that I had weren't really working for me, so I just pulled out another sequin mix that I had in my stash, and it has really light pink sequins that will be very hard to see in this video, and also some kind of brighter pink, but more on that kind of rose pink, more on the rose gold side of the pink spectrum. And so I'm using those as well and just scattering them all around the layout. I probably need to make a confession. I remove the more brighter pink sequins from this layout at a later date. So in this video you'll see them, they're still on there, and in the photos they're still on there, but I actually have since removed them. I just didn't love them. They were a bit too full on for me. The really subtle pink ones are lovely and they blend really nicely into the background, and they just add a kind of lovely little bit of extra texture. But the bright ones were just too much for me. Now, I probably needed to put more on, a bit like Missy did. I'm just not good at sequin scattering. It's not something I am great at. But you can see me also scattering around my Nouveau drops. And yeah, so I have removed the pink ones. So here are my close-up photos. I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I did, silly me, I forgot to say, go and check out all the other ladies who participate in Mixed Media Frenzy. Their channels are always linked down below, and they will have done some fabulous takes on Missy's layout. So please do go and check them out. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love all the layers. I just think it looks really soft and lovely, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. So definitely go and check out everybody else's. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye guys.